Hi, my name is Christopher Hayes. I'm with Mountain to Shore Property Management, and here we are with another one of our quick fix tips on property maintenance, on how you could save some money around your own house, or even better, keep that landlord smiling. So today, we're going to be discussing two things. First, talk about how to change your HVAC filter, right? And second, we discuss prolonging the lifespan of your hot water heater by circulating out some of the water at the bottom and getting some of the mineral deposits from accumulating down there, which can rust out the unit. So, first thing we're going to do is talk about the HVAC filter. Alright, so now, and different units have their filters placed differently. Some will have this metal faceplate that you open up. The filter will actually sit inside, usually clamped down with a metal bar, right? And there'll be a kill switch, which means, because there's burners in there, if you were to replace the filter and not securely close the door properly to properly engage the kill switch, you might not get heat. It might not turn back on because the kill switch is doing exactly what it's supposed to. It's going to shut the unit down so there's no bodily harm. You don't burn yourself. Your kids aren't playing in the unit. All right, you don't get your fingers stuck in the fan motor. All right, you're safe. So if you just replace your filter, it sits on the inside, you're not getting power back to the unit, check the kill switch. That's the first thing. Most of the units, though, you're going to find either a larger, thicker, 1 year filtration system, or just a little sidecar like you see here. This one's screwed in. Some will bevel over with a hinge. Some you just pull right off. It's a mixed bag. Most important thing, though, is you're able to access the filter, and we can pick up the conversation from there. All right. So we talked about the kill switch. All right, we talked about the filter. Now, hopefully, your landlord, your property manager, or your previous homeowner was able to show you or tell you what the size of the filters are. All right, they all come in 1 inch thickness for the most part. All right, and then what will vary would be the rectangle or square. All right, you can add filters into the returns and even into some of the ceiling vents that you're going to see as we walk through the house. That's a different discussion. For here, the most important thing is that we're cleaning the air as it goes back into the unit. So, this one here, you can find this at Lowe's, Home Depot, True Value, any hardware store, 16 by 25 by 1. Pulling the filter out, and you want to switch these out about every 2-3 months tops. If you have pets, 2 months should really be the maximum that you maximum between switching it out. See, it's gray. That's the dirt, the fiber, the dust that's being sucked out of the air so it doesn't accumulate inside the HVAC unit and eventually arrest it. So this is the heat pump. Okay? So we're going to switch this out. This is Mr. Velarde over here. Thank you very much. Everybody say hi to Mr. Pat. So you'll see on these cartridges, right? Airflow. Okay? Now, the airflow is always going to go to the trunk of the unit itself. And here's why. So, usually in a stairwell, a living room area, you're going to find a large vent about this size in the wall. That's your return. Okay? That is sucking air through that vent into the HVAC lines, the trunk lines, down and into the furnace itself. It's a circular motion. Bad, dirty, cold air comes in, comes down through the furnace or the heat pump, through the filter, right? Clean air gets circulated, warmed up, and pushed up through the house. Vice versa for the AC. Same principle. It's a circular loop. Now, today I've got the pleasure, as you saw in the previous slide, working with Mr. Velarde. This is one of the best property owners, one of the best landlords I've had the pleasure of working with in all 16 years that I've been serving as a property manager. This guy really takes good care of his properties, takes good care of his tenants. So one of the things that he wanted to remind me of, and this is how on top of the ball he is, all right, you can actually put the installation date. So we talk about every 2 months if you have a pet, 3 months max if you don't have a pet. On switching the filters out, you can actually keep track of it by writing the date down there. Perfect idea. Thank you, Mr. Velarde. So, all right, we got the new filter in. All right, airflow arrows. Air circulates from the return back to the trunk line itself, into the heat pump or the compressor. So arrows to the unit.
It'll go. You just have to. It takes a little finagling.
Yep. And
you got to catch the right groove. But yeah, it takes me sometimes up to a minute, less than at the most. Yeah, yeah.
Done.
It's a snug fit. It's a snug fit.
Just got to get those grooves going.
Yeah.
And so this one here, the actual protector plate, will screw back into place. So we're not going to go through all that. So we're just going to pause right then, and we'll start talking about the hot water heater. I'll see you in. All right. So Christopher Hayes here again, Mountain Shore Property Management, with my good client and friend and all around great landlord, property owner, Pat Velarde, all the way down from New York, joining us here today.
Like he said a few years ago, he considers us friends. I remember you wrote that. That's really good. Yeah,
absolutely.
By this time, we're friends.
We treat it like a family here, Mountain Shore.
Good.
So, we talked about the switching out the HVAC filters. Now we're going to go over a quick fix tip on the proper maintenance of your hot water heater. So, typical hot water lifespan, 10 years good, 7 years minimal. You want to try to eke that out to 15. I've had some that go up to 20, 25 years. Now, there's containing water, there's a bladder inside, all right? There's metal components to that. Metal and water don't mesh very well, okay? And regardless of what jurisdiction or municipality that you live in, all right, the water is great to drink, but there's chemicals in the water as well. There could be chlorine, all right, there could be calcium, there could be fluoride, all these little minerals, right? You can't see them in your glass of water. You can't really taste them when you're drinking the water, but over time and through force, they'll start accumulating here in the tank at the bottom of the bladder, all right? And not only are you dealing with the water, but the chemical reaction, which is going to rust out the interior bladder and eventually start getting to the exterior metal frame. And then you're going to wake up one day, your tenant's going to call you up, or God forbid, I've had a few of those calls in my lifetime, where your tenant's freaking out or the owner's freaking out that the whole basement's now flooded because water's going into the tank. It burst out in the middle of the night, nobody heard about it, and it's just flooding out because there's a dipstick inside there that's going to let the tank know if it's filled or not, and if it's not thinking that it's filled because it's going out the bottom, water's going to still keep coming in the top, right? So, if this were to fail, if the supply lines burst out, or usually what happens, the tanks rust out and leak from below, all modern installation, the modern code, will require you to have a drain pan that's tied into a PVC. See how you got the drain line going here? In condos, all new construction, you'll have an actual pan that this hot water heater will sit into with a PVC pipe going into the drain, just like the condensate line here is. All right, so if it does burst, and most condo associations that I work with will have a little alarm that'll sit down in there. If it gets wet, it starts triggering it off. So then you know. Back to here. So if it does burst out, you can turn the hot water supply off here at this valve. There's always one that's going to turn the hot water off to the rest of the house. And you can still have cold water while you call the emergency line. Check our website, www.mountainshore.management.com, for the after hours contact.
Up or down?
It's going to be perpendicular. Either way, depending on which way they sweat it. All right, this one's kind enough to have an on and off toggle switch right there. But if they reversed it, it's just a gate valve, it would have been up. But most importantly, parallel to the pipes open, perpendicular is closed. All right. So now we've got water shut off here. You can still enjoy cold water throughout the rest of the house while the plumber comes out and does their thing. All right. But, so we're talking about calcium deposits, sediments, minerals, all that other stuff that build up in here, which will lead to the rusting out of the tank. So, love Pat, and I actually picked this tip up from him. And I've been doing this for 16 years, learned this from this guy right here. It's a wealth of knowledge. That's why I wanted to bring him here on the video here today. All right. So you've got this gate valve here at the bottom of the tank. You hook a hose bib up to it. So if you want to drain it out fully, if you need to switch it out, cut it out, replace it, instead of trying to carry this whole tank of water out, which is heavier than all hell, plus you're going to make a mess, you drain it out, you run it out your garage or out the back over there and drain it out. So that's why it's grooved here at the bottom. All right? It doesn't have a handle here at the top because, God forbid, we don't want you to put your bike in the same closet that you got your HVAC, your brains. I call this area the brains of the house. You know, hit the valve with you not knowing about it, go upstairs and having dinner, come downstairs the next morning, and water be leaking out from the bottom. So, got my screwdriver here. Oh, thank you very kindly. I'm just going to open it up. Not much, right?
One container full, as long as he does it once a month.
Come on over here.
Just fill it up once a month and put it outside and dump it in the bush.
And because I missed last month, we're going to go ahead and do this
This is very
twice.
clear. This is very clear.
Right. He's on it. You can tell that the tenant's been taking care of it.
Yes, he has. It wouldn't be that clear.
And because it's not quick, you don't want to wait till the water gets all the way to the top, right? You don't have a handle to really mess with. You got a small screwdriver. So we'll take that out, we'll dump it out, and we'll repeat this. So we'll do it twice, do it every month. You can see good clear water, no rust, no white calcium that you're going to see in there that is eventually going to build up and rust out the inner bladder. All right, and that's it. So new hot water heater to purchase, $750 installed with a good plumber, and if you're his friend, $1250 installed. Okay, you're looking at the heat pump to your house. Okay, if you don't switch the filters out, you're going to restrict the airflow. It's going to break it. All right, that right there is about $3,500, and that's only because I love JBB and they're the best in the business. All right, so